number one leading off is something that a lot of people would disagree with and contend with. And that's that we all believe in the meaning, significance, and purpose of each individual and of life in general, regardless of purpose-driven claims to the contrary. So that little addendum on the end, regardless of purpose-driven claims to the contrary, is part of the refutation against people who are arguing against that. And actually, Stephen and I have covered this in a lot of detail in some of our earliest podcasts when we were going over the beginning of my book, which is dedicated to a lot of that. So you can find that on his channel for the full discussions, and some of my early clips cover that. So I wanted to hear just on that point of we all believe in meaning, we all believe in significance, purpose of individual. I wanted to actually just hear Ryan say, what's your immediate take on that, and what would you think would be some objections that are coming up, if any?
Yeah, yeah, and in our recent backpacking adventure over in Zion, we also talked about this a bit. And like the very first thing that comes up in my head is like my own experiences and those of a lot of people I've worked with. And when I say my own experiences in the past, where I have not believed in meaning, significance, and purpose.
Mhm.
Um, and how like how real those times can feel.
Yeah.
Um, and yet like I am also like I put myself in the place of like holding space for the possibility that there is meaning, significance, and purpose for each individual and of life in general. Um, and I've never seen that actually like lose out in the end.
Hmm.
Um, However, it's like this common constant, and it's funny because also knowing what the heck meaning, what is the meaning, or like to put it succinctly, or to know it deeply, or fully, I should say. You can know it
Hmm.
deeply, but I, it's a funny thing that both I believe to be true, yet I can't personally say fully for myself yet. Um, Yet it's a path that I'm on that seems to be aimed towards getting a deeper and deeper understanding of that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think first of all, what you said is really important, where it's like people who are in that place that would say that they don't believe in meaning, that feels real.
Hmm.
And that has consequences. I would say that they don't actually believe that. Like I would say that is the truth, and I'll get to that. But it doesn't really matter. Like even though I would say technically they believe in meaning and purpose, their believed belief in non-meaning has an effect on their life and puts them in a certain frame and circumstance and a way to view the world, and that has definite effects on both their outward life and their inward life. So yeah, I'm not denying that someone can't experience that, and it's
Yeah.
definitely a real experience. And I mean, that's why I've done all the work that I've done, because I too came from that place and came out of it, and so that's I'm not just blanketly saying, oh, no one can ever say the words, I believe there's no meaning in life.
Hmm.
But the it's a really it's a really simple response to it, and it's an intellectual response, and that's not enough to just like transform someone's life in itself. But what I would say to that is the reason why someone's in that space where it feels real is because they are taking the contents of their own mind seriously and their own life significantly. Like in order to be despaired about your life and
Hmm.
about the meaninglessness, it's because you believe your life is
Yeah.
significant, and you believe the words going through your head that say, "Oh my gosh, I figured it out. There's no meaning in life."
Yeah. And inherently, the very reality of how much that sucks
Right.
deep down to your core,
Hmm.
the quality of your life, there's meaning in that. Like,
Right.
like
Exactly.
that means something to you.
Right.
And like what you said about like it, there's also me like why continue on the conversation? This got me thinking about like what does it truly look like when someone doesn't believe there's meaning? And it's like giving up. and not even engaging in conversation, talking, eating. Like it's truly like even suffering has no meaning to them.
Right,
That
exactly.
is so rare. I think it does exist on the human spectrum of
But even
I
someone
haven't
who
personally run into it.
gives up
No.
did that because they had a reason in their mind that they thought was significant to make them give up. Like
Mm.
there was a cause to the effect of giving up, and they ascribed meaning to that.
Yeah,
And
are you speaking like if there was like a extreme tragedy, then because of the meaning of that tragedy and the perceived perhaps unawareness of like
right,
how it fits into a greater.
if something has an effect on you, you've considered it significant and meaningful. So in order to get to the place where you're totally given up, something got you there. And that thing was meaningful and made you think that everything was meaningless. But
Yeah.
like you said, suffering has a meaning. And this is one of the things we talk about in some of our podcasts and clips. What I said is, if it was true that there was meaninglessness, that everything was meaningless,
Hmm.
then that would be nirvana. That would be salvation. If nothing actually meant anything and
Yeah.
that we could be like, that was okay, then that would solve everything. But it doesn't. It's because we suffer because of that, because we have a want for meaning.
Hmm.